Welcome to another episode of POS, the podcast where we find the piece of shit and stories you don't give a fuck about and you probably didn't hear about anyway. With us, as always, is the wonderful, the effervescent, the probably excited for fucking Thanksgiving. He seems like a man of indigenous taste. Bobby Tamburo, everybody.
Indigenous tastes.
Yeah, you taste the indigenous.
You know what I like the taste of? I like the taste of Rusk. And joining us tonight, it's a comedian-musician hybrid. You know him, you love him. EMC squared, Rusk. I think that's just what it says on the shirt.
I taste like Applebee's and rust runoff that came out of a dirt bike you dug up in your backyard. I taste pretty nice.
People that watch our show, they're probably like, did you get more coherent Mark Random? I think that's kind of what we got. It's another guest we have. You guys look similar, but you already made more sense.
I taste nice. I can say that. I haven't tasted myself very often, but I'm working on a universe of flavors over here.
Has anyone ever told you, like, seriously, you taste nice?
No.
Yeah.
Everything
not a single person.
You say sounds like an Eve 6 line. Right
people
now,
have told me that I moan nice.
People
not
have
that
told
I taste
me
nice.
that I moan nice.
I'm guessing.
Do not turn everything into Blender. Like that's a Blender song. We're not doing that.
I'd have to assume that my semen tastes like cottage cheese, but not in a good way. You know what I mean? Like blue cheese, when it has the mold in it. But
that's what it always has. I think.
It doesn't benefit anybody at all.
That's the blue.
It's just.
It's funny because. Yes, I can be gross at times. I didn't mean jizz because I'm an idiot. I just meant like if you kiss someone, they're like, "Oh, your breath's bad," but you're like, "Yeah, a jizz is like cottage cheese." And I'm like, "That's not a thing." You don't want that taste wise or consistency wise. You want nothing cottage cheesy there.
Oh yeah, baby, you want this hot cottage cheese?
Yeah.
Let me fill you up with my hot cottage cheese. I love it.
Oh, dude, hot cottage cheese makes me want to throw up. Just hearing that, like microwaved cottage cheese, sounds so vomitous.
You want the extra fungal blue cheese? Here we go.
I'm gonna spread that shit on a saltine cracker just for you, baby. Come on, let's go.
Is that how your frat parties went? It's like, weren't they the ones who did that? Jizz on a cracker.
Me and my homeboys, we hang around. We make crackers look soggy. Nice. And we chew on them afterwards, honestly. And it's kind of upsetting that a lot of people think that the loser has to chew the soggy biscuit. Really, at the end of the day, I mean, we're all fighting over it, you know? Yeah. Like it's whoever gets to eat the soggy biscuit at the end of the day. I mean, that's the real winner of the night because that's a lot of protein. That's a lot of protein. Semen has a lot of protein. It's very salty.
We're learning a lot here.
If you can get past that, it's kind of like oysters, you know? You smack an oyster back. Yeah. It hits you in the back of the throat. It's good eating.
Yeah, and everyone's happy. My grandmother always said, everyone's always fighting over the soggy biscuit. That was a saying she said all the time.
I think it started with the Greeks.
It ended with the Greeks, I believe.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it was all Greek to me. That's the saying I'll go with.
My frat party.
The Greeks were very sure about the soggy biscuit. I know for a fact that's a thing that they cared about. I've never told anyone this before, but I'm an interdimensional time traveler, and I've met the Greeks before.
Why would you tell anyone this?
That's all I'd tell anyone.
I've had some good times with the Greeks, and let me tell you, they know soggy biscuit. I sound like Donald Trump right now. Listen, I know the Greeks. I know. I'm a good.
I know we have a great podcast, but I'm just gonna throw this out there. They eat
soggy biscuits.
Random and Rusk. Just hand them the ball and let them go.
I'm thinking that too, but I don't know if they would need you or not.
They wouldn't.
Yeah, we would just let them tap out. It'd be fun. First of all, before we go any further, happy birthday, sir. It's your birthday.
Thank you very much.
How old are we as a man today?
I was pushed out of my mother's vagina about 24 years ago to this moment. Nice. There was a lot of blood and pus and poo-poo all over the place from what I've heard.
Why poop?
you know, man, sometimes you can't handle yourself.
Sometimes it tears and all becomes one whole pet.
First of all, out of the three of us, I think I'm the only one who's seen 2 childbirths.
Nah,
And
man.
I didn't see any
You've
poop.
seen 2 childbirths?
I have 2 kids.
You got skinny kids, though.
And you watched both of them.
My brother
Yeah,
had a watermelon.
Both in the hospital bed when they were crowning out of the uterus.
Yeah,
you were
I
just,
cared. Yes. I cared about the birth of my children. Yes.
I'm hoping at that point I'm still halfway in my trip to get cigarettes, if you catch my drift.
Bobby, I think you'll be doing that because that's what the restraining order says you have to do anyway at that point.
Oh, somebody watched the Davey Mac Sports program and heard the text messages Rob sent.
What?
Man, I want to
That's for
watch
the next
kids get
episode.
born. I want to watch kids get born, like, just for fun. You know, like,
Yeah,
that,
on
like,
YouTube.
in the movie, in the surgery room, they have like that whole viewing area.
Yeah, like
There's
the
like a
arena
little
where you're
theater.
up top. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do that, except I just want to watch some random lady giving birth.
Pat's got a good point. Put on some VR goggles and you could just Google like baby vagina and it'll come right up.
No, don't.
Yeah,
Google
can I
that.
get some child
don't
birth
Google
IMAX?
Google give birth. Don't Google baby vagina ever. You'll be shut down in a second.
Oh my god, dude! That was the first time I ever saw a vagina in my life. I was at my friend's house. It was a baby's vagina,
Oh,
and I'm gonna walk you through the story.
okay.
I was at my friend's house. I was in middle school. It was his birthday. We were doing a whole slumber party type of thing. Oh boy, fun. And he had a little sister who was an infant at the time.
Nope.
And
I'm gonna save you big time. Nope.
No, we're going. He was in middle school. It's fine.
We gotta talk about infant buttholes and whatnot. But I'm just sitting there. We're watching Jeepers Creepers on the TV. You know, we're watching a horror movie. It's a whole thing. And all of a sudden,
real life had the real horrors waiting for you.
Yeah.
yeah, his little sister took a fucking massive dump in her underwear. And I don't understand why the mother couldn't have just walked her to a different room and changed the tidy whities, but she had to do it like all right out there on the table.
Right there for you guys at the show.
She opened it up. It looked like
Did you yell out Jeepers Creepers?
It looked like, you know, when like you bite into a jazzberry donut and there's like all the jelly coming out of it.
No, I do know, but no, dude. Now I'll never eat a donut. Fuck you. Like, why? Why did you have to ruin donuts right now with kid vagina and poop? Like, I don't. Donuts are great. Kid vagina is not great.
Rusk is gonna write a diet book, and it's just gonna be like, the next time you want a donut, picture this: my friend's infant sister. Shit.
I'm sorry.
Walk you through the diet plan.
Listen, I'm sorry that I ruined donuts for you, but that woman ruined vaginas for me. Okay,
Wait,
so
why?
I feel like
what? That shouldn't even count as the vagina you seeing. Out of all the stuff you said, a kid shit themselves, someone being changed. I've never once thought about vaginas when a child's being changed.
Well, it's hard not to think about a vagina when you got a very fresh one waving around right in your face.
Fresh? No, don't call it fresh. It's not hot out of the. I guess it is hot out of the oven in people terms. Shit, though. Ah, man,
And you know what the most fucked up thing about that is?
That? Yeah, I would have gone home after that.
No, the most fucked up thing about that entire
now.
story is we were having strawberry cake for the birthday.
Like with the goo or just like strawberry flavored cake?
So much goo.
Goo, yeah, that's not good.
You could have said filling.
So much.
You could have said filling and saved us all.
We're going goo, baby. I like goo.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. My name is David. My friend Pat here.
Yeah, you're hosting. I like this.
And yeah, I'll take it on. I'll take on the responsibility.
I think I'll pull the reins if you don't mind, because you're gonna steer us into a cancelable zone. We already 5 minutes in.
We're in the ditch waiting for the 3 cars behind us to see if the people are gonna live.
It's like, no, the cars that are driving by looked and recognized us and said, let them die. Like, that's already
It's
what's
over,
happening.
yeah.
It's like one of those Nigerian dash cam videos where you see people chasing after the van and with fucking machetes and shit. We're
I've
doing
never
what we
seen one of
can,
those.
man.
I've
Not
never
trying to
seen
get
a
hacked up.
Nigerian van video.
It's a prank. It's a prank. It's a prank. I'm not really gay.
It's a prank,
It's a
bro.
prank.
Relax. Yo, it's a prank. Relax. I
They're
fucked
all-
your wife, okay? It's a prank.
I was thinking it'd be fun to do at the World Cup with like a fake dildo and pretend like you're blowing a guy and then be like, it's a prank. It's a prank. It's a prank.
Can't blow people at the World Cup. There's too many people around.
Oh, no, they don't like gay
I will
things.
blow everyone everywhere. I don't care.
This might
That
be a
is,
shocker, Pat. People in Qatar, the national sport isn't soccer, like the World Cup they're hosting. It's tossing gay people off the roof for distance.
Hey, if I had to name my top 5 cities for gay people toss, Qatar's on it.
Oh, it's a country, but I get the sentiment behind it.
What'd I say?
Cities.
Oh, I meant country. I'm sorry. What city is in Qatar that has the most throws?
You know, I
Electric?
don't follow the local leagues. I'm just
Is
more
it
of a
Electric
national
Qatar?
guy.
Is that the town? String Qatar.
It's actually the Qatar.
Ooh, oh, yes. Keytar. You're keytarded. How about that? I did a show this Saturday, Bobby, and something happened to me that I don't think only happened to me for the first time ever. I know it happened to me first ever, but I don't know if this has ever happened in the history of comedy before. I have a joke, Bobby, you know of the joke. It's gonna be on my album where I talk about working at Big Lots and someone asked me for extra large maxi pads, and it's a whole fucking story.
Yeah.
The crowd was very, very into it. Like, this is a white trash show. They were fucking giving like ovations and shit. There was actually attractive women. I kept saying, why are you here? This is weird. This town shouldn't have you. You must have damage. There was a lot of attractive women. There was 2 women up front that were so into the jokes. They were like hooting and hollering, having a great time. As I'm closing on that joke and I finish, like if someone threw flowers at a theater stage, women threw tampons at me. Like several, like I got pelted, and how poor am I? I first thought it was money, and I looked down and go, ooh, dollars, and then I realized it was just tampon. I mean, still wrapped and stuff, but they were smiling, going, hooray, and afterward taking pictures of me, going, wasn't that great? I'm like, no, I feel violated. Like that was insane.
Never perform again. There's a song by Harry Chapin about this tenor who's a dry cleaner, and then he tries in New York and fails and never sings again. That would be me with comedy. If somebody threw maxi pads at me, I'd be like, you know what? This isn't for me.
I like that every time there's a terrible thing said on this show, you have a Harry Chapin song that matches up to it.
All of my
You know,
life's a
I'm a
circle.
big fan of fetishes, and I can tell you right now, if I had a crowd of women throwing tampons at me, that's a good
But
night.
they're not used.
You should. What jokes did you do? What was the closer?
I don't want to give. I'm recording. It's my closer on my next special, so I'm not going to say the joke. But like,
Oh yeah,
but it involves me saying extra large maxi pads.
And then the bitch threw a
extra
tampon
large
at me.
maxi pads.
Yes,
And then they all throw tampons.
that's where I was kind of laughing. I said it's not even maxi pads.
Well,
Tampon. You're wrong.
I saw that you're
that's because they were whores.
You're filming your new special in February, right?
Yeah, audio, but still recording it. We're not doing video, but yeah, at
Yeah.
City in Hartford. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah,
Tickets on sale.
I mean, it looks like it's gonna be a good time, man. I mean, I've seen you perform a couple of times. You fucking blew me away.
Oh,
Thanks,
thanks, man.
Both times I saw
you.
I saw DB made the animated thing with you
Dan Brown.
at the
Dan's
elbow
on the show
room.
all the time. Dan's great. Yeah,
I love that, man. That was awesome.
yeah.
You know, you do a lot of good work. I appreciate you having me on here.
I appreciate that. And you do everything. What don't you do? You do comedy, you do music, you watch children's vaginas explode. What don't you do?
I do comedy, I do music, I look at children's vaginas
I know
as
your
often
credits.
as I can.
In what order?
But,
Did I do them in the wrong order? I'm sorry. like, it's not comedy,
No.
music, vagina. It's vagina, music, comedy.
I think that's a
Really,
John
I
LaJoy
mean,
song.
like, I used to think it was like, okay, well, I'll do music and then I'll also do comedy, you know? But lately I've been really merging the two. And
Nice.
I'm having so much fun doing that. And I think audiences are really responding to it because it's like, you know, I'll play a song and then I'll go into a bit for a while, you know, I'll just bullshit. And if it starts going bad, I have the guitar with me, so I'll just strum a couple chords and I'll start doing something else, you know? So it's really like,
how do other bands feel about that? Like, do they expect you to be just play music and then you're trying to be funny too? Or are they kind of like, oh fuck, now everyone's gonna want all of us to be funny? Or they don't care?
People don't really expect it. You know what I mean? Like
right.
with the music scene, people are very much more focused on the music, so that's what they really pay attention to.
Right.
So they're not really
like, please don't stop the music.
Please don't stop the music. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Grandma. But really, I think it's good. I think people, for the most part, they either really don't like what I'm going for or they really love it, which is, you know, that's good enough, you know?
It means you're doing
because the people that don't like it, I mean, go do your own thing, man. That's cool.
Well, usually when people don't like an art form, it's not because it's not good. It's because they're just closed-minded and not open to new things. And then when it becomes something bigger, then they're like, oh yeah, I love it because people told them they can love it. That's usually a good sign when people are like, I don't get this. It's like, oh, because you're dumb. Good. Then you wait till you get smarter. It'll be fine.
Yeah, well, it's like, man, I'll watch my favorite bands on YouTube. I'll watch their live shows, and
who's your favorite bands? Who are your favorites?
My favorite bands, Harley Poe, Pat the Bunny, Johnny Hobo, Mischief Brew,
Didn't
Nickelback.
Bring Johnny Hobo up on here a couple weeks ago.
No, that was Hobo Johnson, but
I
Hobo Johnson, Johnny Hobo. Oh no, I know Hobo Johnson. He does like the spoken word type of shit.
Yeah, I brought him up last week. That's why Pat was saying. You thought you were saying the same thing.
Yeah,
I got dyslexic with my hobo.
Yeah, I can relate to some of those Harvey Poe songs. Like, I also want to die.
Yeah, I mean, don't we all?
No, I would like to. When you get older, you don't want to anymore. Once it actually gets closer, you're like, nah, living's sweet.
But no, I watched.
My issue is I'm a leader, but you will not follow me. Little mischief brew for you there, Rusky.
I am a leader, but you will not follow me. Oh, something. HIV. Rectally.
There you go. We tried.
See you in hell, boys.
I don't know
this
any
guy.
Of these songs.
This guy knows his music, man. I like this guy.
Rusk and I.
He does a good job.
Yeah, I like that, man.
But really, yeah, what I noticed is a lot of comics have amazing stage personas and they're fucking hilarious. I can go on and on about all the locals that I love. And there's a lot of amazing musicians that I like too. But none of them really do both at the same time. Like I'll see a musician, like they'll play their song and then they'll kind of like bumble for a minute to the crowd. And they're not really utilizing that space. You know, so my thing is, you know, I'll do a song, I'll talk about AIDS for a minute, and then I'll do another song, and then I'll talk about poo-poo.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Foxy Shazam, Rusk?
I don't think so, no.
So they're a band. They're kind of similar to some of the ones you mentioned. That's why I asked. But their singer does the same thing in between songs, kind of similar. He'll be like, let me tell you a story. And then the story will be like, he'll be like, let me tell you a heartwarming story. And it's like about how his puppy got run over by a car. And then they'll just go right into the next song. And it's kind of similar along the same lines of he breaks it up and he has a real great stage presence, but it's not, obviously he's not doing comedy. He does that like once a show. But it's, it's amazing how some people can like really take advantage of that time.
Yeah, no, every second that you're up there and you have the audience looking at you, that's a second that you need to be responsible for. As a performer, as a musician, as a fucking whatever, you know, you gotta go up there, you gotta own it, and you gotta own it for 5 minutes or a half hour or a whole hour or however long you're up there. You gotta do your thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't do their thing. And
some people do not.
That's my favorite when they go up there and they think they're doing their thing, but it is not their thing. But they're confidently doing this thing.
There was this guy that would show up at the Yellow Room like once a month or so. And he'd come up there and he'd have a puppet with him. And it bothered me. It didn't bother me. It
should bother you.
It made me feel for him, because, I would see him sitting there at the bar. He looked like mad excited, like, oh, he's about to go up and do his thing. And then he'd go up there, do his puppet, obviously bomb for like 10 minutes. And then he'd walk back down and he'd leave immediately. And then we wouldn't see him for another month. And then all of a sudden, puppet guy.
Yeah, he was probably on
he's
tour.
Back. And then it was, I love his spirit.
I've never seen him.
You can see
puppet guy.
He keeps going for what he thinks is going to work well, but it's.
Let me just say this. I'm glad the guy with the puppet performed, because I did a show Friday and there was a gentleman in the crowd with a puppet who I just assumed was going to do a guest spot after me, but never went on stage.
What?
Yeah. The guy with the puppet in public
was just chilling.
So there was just a guy with like an emotional support puppet hanging out.
Yes. You're not even wrong. It's literally, that's what it is. He has a wife and everything. And then I found out I didn't get to do the Saturday show. I had to do a different show. He came back with the puppet and nobody addressed it. If I'm there the second night and he's back with the puppet, that's what I'm spending my entire 30-minute set on.
Yeah. Why bring the puppet to a comedy show? You're trying to get attention. Right? I mean, you're not.
These are the questions I would have been asking if I had known he wasn't there to perform. Silly me, assuming the guy with the puppet's there to do something with it.
You didn't ask anyone else on the show and say, hey, dude, because I would have been like, yo, who's following Puppet Guy? I don't want to fucking follow Puppet Guy.
So I asked the host, who's like the house MC there, who he was, and he was like, oh, yeah, he's a regular. So I just assumed that they were giving this guy a guest spot after me.
Was he special needsy?
He had a puppet in public.
Yeah,
what more do you need to know? What more do you need to know? Yes.
Did
fucking
the puppet
Geppetto
have a helmet on?
No, but he should have. Fucking Geppetto's there just watching me perform. And then, you don't know this about me, Rusk, but somebody's got a bit where he goes, and then comedic magician, and the guy was like, easy. And it's like, please come up here, dude with a puppet. I'll do society a favor. There's 6 kids who aren't going to have a childhood ruined because of me.
I wouldn't know what to do if somebody was just chilling with a puppet and then the whole show happened and then they didn't go on. I would not. I'd still be talking to them.
When Carl's the host, when he brought Gino up, I can tell you my eyes did not leave that dude for the rest of the time I was in that building.
Yeah, because Gino's the headliner. So once Gino was up, right, then you're like, wait.
I know it's over. Yeah. So now I'm like, what's this dude with a puppet all about?
What kind of puppet was
it? Hey, Jared.
This was a thing.
Can you go ask Aiden where the puppet is?
Oh, I was like, why is he having a conversation? But he's adding to the show by getting a puppet.
No.
But not we have a puppet. Where is the puppet?
Yeah,
I
go
got
get
me
the
some
puppet.
puppets. Just ask the orange one.
See what he did, Bobby? He forced in puppet conversation so he could bring the puppet on.
Hey,
that was forced puppeteering that you did.
No, that was the first time I ever performed in front of an actual audience. Was in middle school. We had an open mic talent show type of thing that happened like once a year. And I was really into Jeff Dunham at the time because, I was 12 and
I get
he
it.
wasn't.
It's fun.
And puppets.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
I'm going to guess, based on the fact that at 12 years old for the talent show, you performed with a puppet. The first time you had to perform for an audience involved either Cub Scouts or Eucharistic ministry of some sort. Maybe a camp at Penn State.
I don't like to talk about my time with the Catholic Church. They do a lot of things I'm not proud of.
They do. But but if they did it with a puppet, it would suck. You know what I mean? Like if you heard every case of a priest diddling a boy had a puppet involved, you'd be kind of like, the kid should have known. Yeah, it's a priest, so you're like, I should trust him. Priest with a puppet, back off. So that's what they should do.
Fuck, I'm going to hell with this bit.
Here's the new thing they should do. If you're a priest and you've been accused of diddling, You have to have a puppet on your hand at all times.
He just uses
It's-
the crucifix. You'll get me
Listen-
off of here if you do what the nice priest
Yeah,
says.
they move the mouth on Jesus on the crucifix.
Because I
He's
mean,
like,
that's kind of what they're doing by using their
Let's hang
position of
out!
power.
Listen,
That's really what they're doing, right? They're just making a mockery. They're using Jesus to molest kids, just not in such a cute form.
Jesus
I know
did not
it's-
molest.
No, they're
I
using
know it's rape,
like their
but there's
love of Jesus.
there's a little magic as well. I mean, there's
No, go ahead.
Kermit the
Finish your
Frog.
magic rape sentence.
my
Abracadabra,
magic
my
rape
dick's in your
sentence.
butthole.
Do you believe
All
in
I
rape
know, man, if
magic
I was-
in a young girl's heart?
No, not a young girl. No.
No, no one, Bobby.
Oh,
no
Listen.
one.
I forgot where we were at.
If my butthole was opened unconsensually and I looked up and I saw a big bird, things might go a little okay. Things might go a little okay.
I don't know why when you said unconsensually that way, you know that song faithfully. Like it made me think unconsensually. Do, 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 do. Highway run. I can see that. It's Journey, right? Or is that for Journey?
Midnight sun.
Now, getting back to Russ, getting back to the puppet at the open mic, was the ventriloquist any good? Did he move his
No.
mouth? Did he not move it?
I couldn't tell. He was sweating about a gallon per minute.
You don't want to be so nervous that you distract from the puppet. The whole point of the puppet is that you don't look at the guy. And if you're like,
Oh,
shaking
no.
shit,
No one gave a fuck about the puppet. Let me tell you, that
sucks.
it was all about this guy going up there and pursuing his dream and just crashing into a wall as hard as possible.
Yeah, I like it though.
He,
I like that he traveled with a puppet. He signed up with a puppet. I'm sure he put the puppet's name on the sheet.
At what point do you bring the puppet out?
I think you just come out puppet blazing.
He had it out the entire time.
Yeah,
He was
you
sitting
only
there
got
in
5
the
minutes,
little.
Bob.
He was sitting there in the little common room. He had the puppet on his lap. It was like a whole other person. Yeah, he really sold the image of that puppet.
Now, Bobby, you've been to the elbow room. Remember, you have to go upstairs and then walk down. So you had to walk through a restaurant with a puppet.
There should have been questions asked before you
Yeah,
got to
or
the
cops
camera.
involved or something.
It's an over
He went to
18
hell
show.
and back with that puppet, man. Let me tell you.
I imagine he opens the
That
door and he's like,
guy-
this is over 18, right? Okay, cool. I'm not allowed in buildings that aren't.
That should be a new internet video. One man, one puppet.
One
Should
cup.
not.
Like 2 girls, 1 cup, 1 man, 1 sandbox.
One man, one puppet,
One,
one cup. I'd watch that. That'd be funny because he's making the puppet do all the shit with the goo.
1 man, 1 jar. A lot
It's
of
just his own shit, Pat. It's just the
Oh,
man
man,
making his
that-
own
but
shit
he
at that
pretends
point.
like it's not. He's like, no, this is the puppet's shit. It's different.
But it's not. It's just his.
That's like when a guy with a puppet is like, no, it's not me being racist. It's the puppet.
No, I'm okay with that. I like that. It's a
that
fun
jar
way to get
really
around
exploded
things.
in that guy's ass. That
I still haven't seen that. Someone brought that up on here one time too. Bobby, you or Dan or somebody brought up
Oh, I didn't bring it up.
the jar exploding in an ass.
Faithfully.
no, the thing
The
the thing that's upsetting about it, the thing that bothered me, it wasn't that the jar like exploded inside of him. It was that he was just picking out the glass like it was an everyday thing. It was like a whole other like. he
Dude,
was
that's the name of an
fucking-
album. Picking
Like
out the
he was-
glass like it's an everyday thing. I would buy that.
Like he was picking out his fucking fingernails or something. He was just pulling shards of glass out of his asshole. It was
That's
like, oh
another
yeah,
name of an album.
this is what I do. It ain't much, but it's an honest.
That
work.
is what you do
Yeah.
once that happens. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's not what he always did, but it is his mission now.
Wanna put my tender butthole in a blender, pick out the
Like-
glass pieces, rendezvous, and I'm through with you.
I'm through with you. I'm assuming like if you're an indie wrestler, like someone who loved Mick Foley, you're still picking thumbtacks on your back to this day. Same thing with the glass in the asshole. Like you don't remember about it. It's been months, but you're sitting down, you kind of like move, shift a cheek, you hear a crunch, you're like, ah, and you pull out a new one. No?
I disassociated when we started talking about glass in an asshole.
I don't even know how we got there.
Yeah,
I don't know
me
how
too, not
puppets
gonna
got the
lie.
butthole. Well, you got us there. Wait, how are you disassociating, Russ? You brought it up.
Who's the piece of glass in
I-
this asshole, Pat?
Well, let me tell you how I dissociate. The first thing I do is I wake up in the morning and
Feeling
I
like P.
assess.
Diddy.
I wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. I grab my glasses, I'm out the door.
Kesha's
I'm
gonna
hit
sue
the
us.
city.
She is. She likes
Before
to
I
sue.
leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack because when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. I'm talking pedicures on my toes. I don't know, not toes, whatever. But anyway, I wake up in the
Whatever.
morning.
You can't fucking go hard with Kesha and stop. Fuck you, whatever.
Don't stop, make it pop. DJ boom my speakers up. Tonight, I'ma fight to
Till we see
defend the
the sun.
alt-right. TikTok,
Okay.
I'm a clock.
Would
I
you
don't know
consider rap battling my friend Mark? I think
Will
We
I
this is-
rap-
gotta put them together.
Will I rap battle your friend Mark? If by rap battle you mean we have a couple weeks in advance to prepare our lines, then yeah, that'd be great. But on the spot, I mean, what am I gonna say?
Look up
Mark.
Look up Mark
Hey,
Random, and then you'll
Mark
know what we mean.
Random?
Yes.
I
Not
may,
right now,
but
in
hey,
your spare time.
hey, you can't do this on your own. It has to be a POS official rap battle.
Oh, whatever. They can do it on their
No,
own.
we need this credit.
It's like,
This could be the start of something great. Then be like, Eminem started on the POS show.
I want to do some story thing. But first, Bobby, did I tell you this? I might have. I think I brought this up last week, that there's been a kid coming to the open mics.
You did, and he killed.
Right. He killed, and then he showed up again to another mic on Thursday with his dad again. And same thing, good premise. It was cool. He's 14 years old. It was fucking cool as shit. So after the show, when I got home, I got a message from the father. And he was like, hey, man, I just want to thank you. Like, he's gone to a couple mics. He loves it. He wants to go every night, which obviously we can't do. He's 14 years old, but he's loving comedy. He's into it. But the 2 mics he went to with you made him feel like he was a comic. Everyone else like made sure everyone knew it's a boy in the corner. Oh God, don't say that. And he goes, he enjoyed it more. You made it cool. Like you didn't really, I didn't bring it up. So therefore it was like normal, you know what I mean? And he was like, I just want to thank you. So he lives in the area where I live. And I was like, that's dope. I said, does he want to do time on my show on Saturday? And he's like, that's coming up. And the father's like, that would be killer. He goes, the dad's so cool. Right away, he just goes, hey, just so you know, I'm not a stage dad. This was not the intention. I am not trying to get it. I go, no, I get it. It's cool. I go, just ask him. If he doesn't want to do it, he might be like, ew, I'm not going to go hang out with adults. Fuck this. I don't want to do it. He might not want to do it at all. Maybe just do it, Mike. But if he wants to be in front of an audience, it'd be dope. We're going to have a sold out show, whatever. Let me know. So the next day, around like in the afternoon, the father messages me and goes, just got yelled at by my son for taking so long to fucking answer you about him doing the gig. He's like, you just take the gig, Dad. So Saturday, I have a couple of comics on the show, but 14-year-old boy will be on the show.
That's awesome. And
that should be fun.
You know that the dad felt bad then because he definitely didn't want you to ever bring it up to his son. And then he had to be like, hey, so I was telling that guy thank you for being nice, but I got you a gig.
Yeah, but it was cool. And then the son followed me on Instagram, and I'm like, I will never follow you back. Congrats, at least for 4 years.
Yeah, you better be an adult. That's awesome, though. And good for you.
I would never have thought of doing comedy at 14.
I wouldn't have known how.
Neither would I, but I definitely wouldn't have asked my dad to find out for me.
No, I see those videos on YouTube where there's like a 12-year-old comic going up and he's talking about like his middle school homework and shit. And it's like, dude, fucking good for you that you have that amount of self-awareness at that age. You can go out and find your own local scene and everything. And
yeah,
that's awesome.
It's probably
dude.
easier now with your guys' group. When I was growing up before the internet, I don't even know how you'd find out.
We had one kid in 8th grade who would do like bar shows at his dad's bars. His dad owned a couple. And then one time I was like, hey, tell me a couple of your jokes. And they were all just from the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Nice.
And so I just remember knowing like, that's not right. That's not what
Right.
you're supposed to do, but not knowing like how to do it. And honestly, the way I grew up, like it was, you go to high school, you go to college, you get whatever job you get from the degree you got in college, and you go do that and you're the best at it. You know what I mean? Like there was no creative, take a chance, go do something like that. And I think if I'd been open and been like, yeah, this is what I want to do, my parents would have tried to find it, but just being like, hey, I want to be a comedian at 14 and stuff.
See, I knew of musicians. I knew people that were younger attempting to do that. So I knew there was like music scenes, I just didn't know of anyone that ever attempted or did comedy. So I didn't even know you went and practiced it when I was a kid. At that age, I wouldn't even known there was open mics.
I thought you had to be famous, and then you started doing that. Like I thought
Yeah,
the
I didn't
Jeremy
even put it
Piven
together. Like,
was
I
the
didn't
way
know how
to
you
go.
got there. Like,
Yeah.
It's like,
And
Speaking of musicians, would it be all right if I played a song on this podcast? Or
yeah, it would. It'd be dope.
hell yeah, dude.
all right, word.
Yeah. You want to do it right now, or do you need time?
Uh,
Or do it at the end of the show? When do you think the
Assistant.
music should happen? You have an assistant? That's cool.
Jer, I have a.
Did he ever
good
find
friend.
the fucking puppet? Your assistant? You never found the puppet.
Apparently, the puppet's gone. I might have burned it.
You put
Burn
a
my
up higher?
puppet in a bucket.
Burn my puppet in a bucket, light it up, and just say "fuck it, fuck that puppet."
Yeah, fuck that.
But
That's what I call my girlfriend.
Jared, do you mind
I'll fuck you
getting
like a
my
puppet.
my guitar and the foot tambourine and the harmonica
The
and
foot
everything?
tambourine. You can't show that. I don't like that word, foot. But
You don't like feet?
nope, fuck you.
You don't like Belle Delphine's feet, man? I mean, she
First
got
of all,
some nice
you have to
fucking
you
feet.
have to think about my age. I do not like a child's feet. Like for you, that's some good aged feet, I guess. For me, it's not. That's not
Pat's
good
reaction
feet.
to that age feet is the
Mm.
same you had to the toddler's
Mm.
vagina.
Ripe feet. Let me tell you,
But
man.
why do you like her
Mm.
feet? Like if you find her attractive, don't you like her? Not why her hoof? That's a fucking hoof.
I don't know, man. I just want her to step on my neck. Yeah.
like a what's his name? Like a young Rocco Sifaldi.
I kind of get that.
Yeah. Just fucking step on your neck and fuck you in the ass. Is that
Yeah.
a dog or is someone crying?
That's
Oh, those are
the
my
foot
dogs.
tambourine.
They're my dogs are both rescues and they're fucking insane.
Hey, Mr. Foot Tambourine Man, play a song for me. All right, we'll do one POS story, then you play a song. How about that?
Sounds good to me.
All right, let me pull up. I have a good one for this group. This is an older story, Bobby. So for the people that give me shit, I just ran upon this. It happened a couple months ago.
Thank you.
But I enjoy this story, so I think it's a good share.
I'm on board.
Man with 48-year grudge caught peeing on ex-wife's grave every day by her kids.
I know
already
who
like
my
this
piece
guy.
of shit is.
Whatever happened to letting someone rest in peace, Bobby? Peace.
Listen, I don't have an ex-wife, but I wish I did just so I can pee on her grave every day.
Nice.
Because that's
Don't
the
you
whole...
dare Bob Dylan this story. You wait till I'm done. I see you already getting a harmonica near your dumb face, John Popper Jr. You wait. No. You know what? If you could do it quietly in the background while I read, that'd be cool. Nice. A man with an apparent 48-year grudge has been going each morning to urinate on the grave of his ex, much to the horror of her furious kids, who realized something was wrong when they discovered bags of poop left at their mom's final resting place. I felt like getting out and killing them, said Michael Andrew Murphy, 43. So it's not like young kids, it's adult kids. Told the Post of what it was like to catch the man he says has been desecrating the burial of his mom, Linda Torello. I like that they gave us her name.
Linda Torello. Let me tell you about Linda Torello, man. Fuck that bitch.
You can't do this
No.
to have a harmonica because I'm waiting for you to go. Linda Torello.
Linda Torello, man, we used to hang out all the time down at this bar, and she would always take my fucking shots. I would buy shots for the room, and Linda would go, "Oh, it's on me." And I was like, "Fuck you, Linda. It's not on you.
Wait.
I bought these shots. These shots are
It
mine.
fixes everything. The harmonica does make it all good.
I don't give a fuck about Linda Torello."
Hang on, let's
Well,
hear the end of this.
before you go any farther, Torello, 66, died of cancer in 2017 and is buried just over the state line in the cemetery at Tappan Reformed Church in Orangetown, New York. Why are they giving us the address? If people are pooping and peeing there, other
so we can
assholes are
go
going to
pee.
read this and go poop and pee there. Do not give
Good
us
for
the
her.
address.
Good for her. I mean, that's
No,
what
she's
Linda
dead.
deserves.
Murphy and his sister first noticed a plastic bag of poop at their mother's grave in April and thought it was something left by mistake by a dog walker. But then it happened again. The siblings called
Answer
the
and
cops.
pee and poo.
Yeah,
That's what Linda gets, man. She took my fucking shots. I bought Fireball for the whole fucking bar.
and then Linda
And
took credit. Fucking Linda.
Fucking Linda.
The siblings called the cops, who took a report, determined to figure out what was going on. The pair got permission from a cemetery manager to place trail cameras in the trees to see if they could catch the vandal. He's playing harmonica during this. When they checked the camera footage, they spotted the gross grave visitor, a man who was briefly married to Torello in the 70s. The footage was
Linda
too blurry.
CCTV.
The footage was too blurry and grainy. The footage was too blurry and grainy to take to authorities. So a week ago, Murphy and his sister got up at 5 a.m. to drive to the cemetery and laid in wait. They fucking just hid out and fucking before the sun came up to drive, and they laid there. Murphy set up his smartphone on a nearby headstone to take better photos and hid behind a small shed. Murphy said the video and pictures he and his sister got indicated the man drove to the cemetery almost every morning between 6:14 and 6:18 a.m. with his current wife. And they got out of the car, they walked to Torello's grave, and they peed on it together as a couple. I can't get my wife to go out to dinner, but this guy gets his wife to go along with it and desecrate my mom's remains every morning. Murphy's funny. I like that Murphy has like a line. It's like, I can't even get my girl out to go to dinner. This guy can go pee on my mom? What the fuck?
Fuck Linda.
No,
Linda.
it's not Linda's face.
Fuck Linda.
He did fuck Linda, and he was so bad about it, he started pooping on her. I was shaking while I was hiding. My sister was crying. I was sick. I was so angry. He said to the
I was shaking. I was hiding. And my sister, she was hiding. And my mother, she was crying. And Linda, she was dying of cancer.
You can't just yell cancer. My mother had cancer.
Dad pissed on a grave.
Dad pissed on a grave, man.
And there's no
people were
Bobby
mad.
can do.
The people that were close to Linda were mad that my father
to make a podcast safe.
I'm trying, dude.
But let me tell you, I was pretty happy because Linda treated me pretty crappy.
Ooh, I like the pun.
Speaking of puns.
You'd be like, no, let me finish the article. I might go poop on your grave. Murphy claims he's gone to the cops.
I so hope you would poo on my grave, man. Dude, if I die and I have like a nice little headstone in a field.
Bobby, you and I will go there every morning between 6:14 and 6:18.
It's a narrow time frame.
It really makes me come to terms with my morality. The idea of you just like squatting over and spreading those sweet, sweet buns.
Now, did you mean morality or did you mean mortality? Because it felt like you meant mortality there.
I don't know what words to sound
I don't know,
like,
Bobby.
man.
Once he finished it with sweet, sweet buns,
All right, Pat. So what's going on in the story?
Who fucking knows? How is the story the second weirdest thing that's happening right now?
It's a great story.
I know. And we're probably going to do it on the next podcast. Murphy claims he's gone to the cops at least 3 times and they refuse to let him speak to the detective. Oh, they keep pooping on my mom's grave. Get out of here.
Get over it, you pussy.
We got dead bodies. My mom's dead.
Now listen here. This is the case of who shit my pants.
No, I don't.
Did you shit in my mother's pants?
She's dead. She doesn't
dead,
have pants
I just
anymore.
need to know why.
She's dead.
Need to know why, Pat. Fight through.
I'm trying. But Bobby, if we do it right, we do it in 10 more minutes, we can say goodnight. So we're doing well. A woman who answered the phone at the Orangetown police station Saturday referred a call from the Post to the police captain, who she said is not in on weekends. The police captain gets weekends off, which is awesome.
Makes sense.
My grandmother got killed Friday evening. Well, we'll talk to her on Monday.
Sorry. Hope the evidence.
Well, I
mean,
if anyone's gonna get weekends off,
it shouldn't be your best guy. A lot
I
of
mean,
murders happen on the weekend. You should give Tuesdays off to the police captain.
Apparently, your grandmother is getting the weekend off because.
Ew. I don't know if the
But
man.
my phone said that I was on 10% not too long ago. So
Oh no.
I don't think that means your
Yeah.
phone. I think that means you.
I'm operating on about 3
Okay, well, if it just
at
shuts
any
off,
given moment.
that's awesome. So if you want to keep going till it dies, we'll do that. But okay, before I finish the story, do you have any plugs in case you die?
Any plugs in case I die? I'm releasing a music video tomorrow.
Oh shit.
Okay. Where can people see it?
Instagram at Rusky. R.USKY.
Go follow this
Baby.
man. He is interesting.
I'm an interesting fellow that
I thought you were gonna do some songs. Let me finish this story, and then we'll try to get to you. I think your phone will hold out. But
I fucking hope so, man.
let's go. I don't know if the man owns a dog or is shitting in a bag himself or is getting some dog shit. Murphy said, all I know is that he's using my mother's grave as his toilet every morning. The man, whose name the Post is not revealing since he has not been charged, did not respond to a call from the Post. But they named the mother, they named Murphy, Linda, we know all those names, but they won't, they said that the name of the grave, but they won't say his name? That's weird.
That is weird.
I like dog poop too. And that
I don't like dog. Who said you like dog? Who likes dog poop? No one. Not even dogs.
that guy. You said something about a guy and his dog and his anus.
I've kind of said a lot of
something.
stuff here. The man. Okay, we got that part there. The pissy man. That's what it says.
Pissy man.
That's what it says in the article. This person's writing a good article. The
Yeah, I'm on
pissy
board.
man left.
Look under your bed, children. There might be a pissy man laying there.
If you say pissy man in your mirror 3 times, like an old guy just wetting himself.
Pissy man, pissy man, pissy man.
Did you have sound effects? Oh, that was your foot tambourine. That's a real sentence I said, Bobby. Oh, that's your foot tambourine. I said that for real.
And he shall be a pissy man.
He lies and wets his stupid bed. Can't find a pissy man.
Can't find a pissy man.
The pissy man. Pissy man. I can't stop saying. Left Murphy's mother when she was pregnant and never had anything to do with his biological daughter, the son claims, except for one time earlier this year when he ran into the daughter and said he wished she were dead and cursed her and her mother.
This dude's the shit.
Literally. He could have been peeing out there for 5 years and we wouldn't have known it, Murphy said. We only found out because of the feces.
We only found out because of the feces, man. It all comes back home to the toilet. Let me tell you. I had Taco Bell yesterday and there was a whole fuck ton of jalapenos in there. My butthole was not very happy with me. My butthole's seen better days.
I'm guessing your butthole's not the only thing not happy with you.
My butthole's seen better days.
I seem to recognize your face. My butthole has seen better days.
You know what, Bobby? We'll continue the POS story. I'm gonna die. This has been. He died? Is he gone?
He just died.
Is he gone?
Yep, he's gone. That's how it goes.
Who's crazier, him or random?
Dude, I think they're the same beast.
Bobby, I want to make something really clear.
Yeah.
You and I will say like, hey, we got like when you first introduced like Ray to me, you're like, hey, he's a character. The first time I had Dan Brown, I'm like, hey, he's a little different. I didn't know. Dude, I thought we were going to get some like shy. I didn't know that was what we were getting. I had no idea. I'm not mad at it. I thought that was something. It was something.
Yeah.
Think about all that he's got to come back.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
didn't get to hear a song.
We did not. The video's kind of messed up now, so I'm going to say check out Bobby's World on the Davey Max Sports program. Check out our POS Patreon. Get your tickets to Pat's album recording. It's a rare chance to see me and him on the same bill, and it's going to be a hell of a headlining set.
It's gonna be great. You, me, Darren Rivera. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You go to comedycraftbeer.com and that's the easiest way to do it. Just go to there and you can click on that for tickets. Just find the date, which is February 17th and 18th. And one show each night. Bobby will be on both. Rivera will be on both. I'm coughing from that guy. I got something caught in my throat when he started playing the foot tambourine. I swallowed tea wrong and I'm like dying right now.
I can tell.
If I live, we'll get through it. But yeah, just go to POS Podcast on YouTube, subscribe to that. Please support the Patreon. We expect you to do that. Silk City Hot Sauce supports everything, even Rusk. He loves music, he loves comedy. Well, just go to their site. You don't need me to talk about it. You go to their site, you read about it, you'll know about it. Use the promo code POS, save 15%. We want to thank Rusk for being on. I think he said his Instagram was r.usky, whatever. Find me.
We'll tag him in this episode.
If you follow me on Instagram, he's one of my followers on there. He just followed me the other day, so find him on there. He's an interesting cat. Thank you so much. Check out his music video tomorrow. Hey, we will meet new people all the time. Happy birthday, Rusk. That was your birthday. So awesome, Bobby.
If you can't join him, beat him, and don't be a piece of shit.